Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. We are in the day 3 and today we're going to talk about the queries which will deal with the group by and the sorting clauses. When you write the query, almost 30 to 40% of all the queries will have the group by clause. It will have the sorting thing into the page. You will see all the possible permutation combination, all the likely SQL queries that you will go and see in the industry, and we'll try to get a hold on that, the confidence of solving these queries with the help of this LeetCode challenge. We are on the day 3. Let's get started. So now let's get started, and today is day 3 and we're going to solve queries around sorting and the grouping, right? Let's get started. So the first question is number of unique subject taught by each. The tag is easy, so it should be easy. Let's get started. So let's start reading the question. The question says that number of unique subjects taught by the each teacher. Okay, what is my table? My table looks something like this. So if I go and scroll up, I have the teacher ID, I have the subject ID, and I have the department ID. And what is my primary key? My primary key is the subject ID and the department ID. So this is my primary key. Each row in this table indicates that the teacher with the teacher ID teaches a subject ID in the department ID. Fair enough. Write a solution to calculate the number of unique subjects each teacher teaches in the university. So basically for each teacher, I have to go and find the total subjects that he teaches. Return the result table in any order. The result format is shown in the following example. Fair enough. So I feel this is more of like an aggregation group by clause that we'll have to use. So if I go down, let's try to see the format. Input table is teacher ID, subject ID, department ID, and then I have output as teacher ID and the count. So teacher ID is the column and this count is the aggregation which we can achieve by the group by clause. So what I can do is that it's a very simple question. Let's quickly go ahead and close this up. So what I can do here is that let me go and write select, and I'll go and say that teacher underscore ID, and then I'll go and say that count, and then I go and say that distinct, because I have to go and count the unique distinct, and I'll go and say that subject underscore ID, add CNT from teacher group by teacher underscore ID. We know that, right? Only those columns which are in the group by clause could be coming here, else everything will be the aggregation. Let's try to run this and see if it works. So let me go and click on this run button. I have this typo here. I'll not go and read it. I just want to make sure that it is wrong. It's being executed how I have written the code. Okay, it has been accepted. Let me go and click on the submit button and submit this code. Perfect. So I have been able to complete this code. Let's go back and try to solve the next problem. User activity for the past 30 days. Okay, let me go and open this. This is the question number 1141 on the LeetCode. User activity for the past 30 days. Part 1, it has a table called as activity, which has the columns user ID, session ID, activity date, and activity type. Fair enough, all these data are there. The table may have the duplicate rows. The table may have the duplicate rows means that there is no primary key. The activity type column is an enum. Category of the type open session, end session, scroll down, or send message. The table shows the user activity for a social media website. Note that each session belongs to exactly one user. Very relevant queries considering the current situation where all of us spend most of our time on the social media. Write a solution to find the daily active user count for a period of 30 days ending 2019-7/27 inclusively. Okay. This is important and this date is important. A user was active on some day if they made at least one activity on that day. Return the result table in any order. The result format is in the following example. I have to find the daily active user count, DAU. This is one of the big metrics which almost every social media company is kind of track. Let's try to see the example of this. So I have this table called as an activity table, and I have the user ID, I have session ID, I have the activity date, and I have activity time. Okay. and the output is the day. Day is basically the activity date and the active users on that specific day. So I have to go and do the, so for each date I know how many users have been active, and based on that I have to do the segregation. Those dates which does not have any active users, I should not go and present that. Fair enough. Seems easy. Let's try to go and write the code for it. Again, if you know how to write the SQL, please pause the video right now, try it yourself, and then come back and see if your answer matches with the one which I have written. But please give it a try. So if I have to go and write the code for this, I'll go and write that select, and I go and call it as activity underscore date as day, count, and I go and call it as distinct user underscore ID as active underscore users. Right, these are the two columns that I have to go and the present. This activity date as the day, as you can see here, right? And this has the active users, which is a count of distinct user ID. And this I have to do from the table called as activity. So I go and write from activity, where activity underscore date should between date underscore what should I go and do, sub, and I'll go and say that 2019 07 27, and I'll go and say the interval 29 and I go and say that 2019 07 and 27. Group by, I'm going to call it as activity underscore date. Let's try to understand the query that I have written. I have saying that go and select the activity date. Okay. Go and select the user ID as active user from activity, where activity date, this is the one date that was given to me, and that would like to go, this is the last 30th day. So all the 29 days before that, right, I start from this. Group by the activity. Fair enough. Let's try to go and run this and see if it works. Let me go and click on this run button. Perfect. I've been able to write this correctly in the one go itself. If you go and click on the submit button and see if the answer is right. Perfectly fine. So I have been able to submit this. That looks great. Let's go back and click on the product sales analysis. The next question. So I have a table called as sales. Okay. And this sales table has a column sales ID, product ID, year, quantity, and the price. All surprisingly are the type int itself. What is the primary key? The sale ID and the year, right? These two columns are my primary key. So if I go and look around this and this, sale ID and column, sale ID and the year is the primary key combination of column with the unique values of this table. Product ID is the foreign key. This is my foreign key. So there will be some other table also to which it is related. Each row of table has shows a sale on the product ID in a certain year. Okay. Note that the price is per unit. Fair enough. Now since it is a foreign key, so there has to be another table. So another table is the product, which is product ID and product name. So the primary key of this table. Each row of this table contains the product name of each product. Write a solution to select the product ID. Okay. Year. Okay. Quantity. Price for the first year of every product sold. If any product is bought multiple times in the first year, return all the sales separately. Return the resulting table in any order. The result format is in the following example. Let's try to see that. So I have a sales table, sales ID, product ID, year, quantity, and the price, and then I have a product table, product ID, and product name. And I have to go and output product ID, first year, quantity, and then I have the price. Okay, let's try to go and write the problem here. So since the product is present in this table and is present in another table also, right? So I'll have to do some kind of join, right? I'll have to go and write some kind of join here, right? Let's start writing the queries. You can pause the video here, people. You can give it a try yourself, and when you're done, you have executed, you can come back and see if your answer matches with the mine. So what I go and write is here that let me go and call it as select s dot product underscore id, and then I go to the s dot year as first year, s dot quantity, s dot price from sales table, which is s. These are things I need, right? I wanted what all things? I wanted product ID, I wanted the first year, I wanted the quantity, I wanted the price from sales s, and I go and call it as join, and I go and call it as select product underscore id min year as year from sales group by product underscore id, and let me go and call it as p. So this whole thing could be another table, and then I go and do this on s dot product underscore id is equals to p dot product underscore id, and s dot here is equals to p dot here. Let's try to run this and see if it works. Perfect. So this has been accepted. Now one thing that I see is that there's no use of this another table called as product, right? I have made no use of this. The same single table itself I have been able to go and solve this. If I go and click on the submit, so the time limit has exceeded. 9 out of 10 test cases passed. Now how do we go and solve it? Can you guys make some corrections in this code so that this gets solved? I think the query is already optimized. Sometime it might happen that when you go and submit it, because of certain reasons, it might take some more time, irrespective or not in control of the code that we have written. So what we'll do, we'll try to resubmit this again. Let's try to see what happens now. And now it has got accepted, right? And I've beaten 84.36% of the people who have written this code in the past. Same code, but now it is working fine. Now let's go back and try to solve the next problem. Classes more than 5 students. It is easy. Let's try to see what it is. So I have a courses table, and which has a column called as, right? So this is the courses table right now, and it has a column called as a student and a column called as a class, both of the type varchar. Very nice. Student class is a primary key combination, so both combination of student class is a primary key. Each row of this table indicates the name of a student and the class in which they are enrolled. Perfect. Write a solution to find all the classes that have at least 5 students. Return the result table in any order. The result format is the following. So there has to be group by and there has to be condition. Very easy question. I know you will be able to solve it within few seconds. Please pause the video, go and write the query, come back and then match if that matches with my solution. So how are you going to write it? It will be very simple. Let's quickly go and write it. Let's not spend much time on this problem. I'll go and say that select, and I go and call it select class, and I go and call it from courses, right? Group by class having count of student is greater than equals to 5. So I have a grouping by the class and having the count of students greater than equals to 5. How it should look like? It should look like class and the maths. Correct. So let me go and click on this run. Very simple question here. Why is this? It should be student, not students. I got really excited about solving this easy problem, and that's how I did that typo. If I go and click on the submit, I think it should get pass with all the test cases. Perfectly fine. So it has done it. Let's move to the next question quickly. Find the followers count. These days in the social media, people are mad behind the followers. So let's try to go and write this query to understand the follower counts. Let's go and see the problem statement. So I have a table called as a followers, in which there are two columns. One of the column is called as user ID, another is called as the follower ID. Okay, so user ID and then what is the follower ID? User ID, follower ID is a primary key combination of column with the unique values for this table. This table contains the IDs of a user and a follower in a social media app, where the follower follows the user. Write a solution that will, for each user, return the number of followers. Very simple question here. Return the result table ordered by user ID in the ascending order. The result format is in the following example. Very super easy. Guys, please pause the video, go and write the query yourself. And if you're not able to write this query, if you're finding it tough with the SQL queries, just put that into the comments. If you are interested, I'll go and create a free in-depth course of SQL, so that all these queries that we are writing, it gets become crystal clear for you people. Fair? Now let's quickly go ahead and write the query for this one. Let's quickly write the code for this. So I have to go and write the followers client. I'll go and say that select user underscore ID, and then I'll go and say that count, and I'll put distinct because I want the unique count, distinct follower underscore ID as follower count, right, from followers group by user underscore ID. Very simple question. Let's get to run and see if it works. But one thing I have missed, I have to also do one thing, right? I have to order by the user ID in the ascending order. This I have not done it, so I'll have to also go and write order by user underscore ID ASC in the ascending order. If I go and run this now, I'm still getting wrong. Why? So select user ID, count distinct follower ID as follower underscore count from followers, group by user ID, order by user underscore ID ascending. It should be followers count. Okay, let's run this now. Perfect, it has been accepted. Let me go and click on the submit. Great. Cool, let's go back. Now only two problems are left. Let's quickly go this and complete this video. First one is the biggest single number. Okay, let's see that number. So the question is 619, biggest single number. I have a table called as my numbers. It has only one number. This table may contain duplicates. In other words, there is no primary key for this table in the SQL. Each row of this table contains an integer. Okay, so there is a table with only one column and there could be duplicates, so it's not unique. A single number is a number that appears only once in the table. Okay, find the largest single number. If there is no single number, report null. So the number which appears only once is called as a single number, and those numbers which appear only once and is largest has to be printed. If there is no such number, then I go and report run. The result format is in the following example. This is the number, largest number which is not repeating is 6. So the output is 6. Similarly, I have 8, 7, 3, 3. Everyone is repeating, so I'll go and repeat the null. Very easy question. Guys, can you guys quickly write the code for this? And once you're done, please come back and check if your query is done. Whatever the query you have written, please put that into the comments. So let me go and write this up. So I'm going to select. I'll go and use something called as coalesce. And then inside this, I go and call it as select name from my, from number. That should be number, right? Num from my numbers group by num having, the condition I going to use having count of number equals to 1, right? And then I go and do add order by num descending limit I should go and put as 1 because I need only 1, and then I go and call it as, if it is not happening, then I go and should null. So I'm trying to say that either I get the value out of this And if I don't get the value, then I should go and print the value as null. Let's try to run this and see if it works. Okay, where did I go wrong? So I've written Colask select number, right? That is fine. From my numbers, group by number, having count of number equals to 1, order by num, descending, limit 1. This should be okay, no? So let me go and do it here. As let's just run this. So I have an error here. Now where is the error? Can you guys figure it out? Can you put that into the chat where the error is? How can I go and correct this query? There's an extra comma here. This has to be removed. Small typo that I did, but I'll not go and edit out because that's how real is. Right? When you go and write the code, when you go and write the SQL queries, you'll always commit mistakes, and that's very normal. Now my answer has been accepted. We're going to click on the submit, and yes, it has been successfully submitted. Now let's go and solve the final question of this sorting and grouping series, which will complete this video, which is customers who bought all products. It's a medium level question, so I hope it will be a fun solving this problem. So let's go here and try to see what the question says. It says 1045 customers who bought all products. Okay, table name is customer, and this table has two columns. One of the column is called as a customer ID, another is called as a product key. This table may contain the duplicate rows, so there is no primary key. Customer ID is not null always, and product key is a foreign key reference to the column to the product table. Fair enough. So I have in connection with another product table, and this product table has a product key int. Product key is the primary key column with the unique values for this table. Fair enough. Write a solution to report the customer IDs from the customer table that bought all the products in the product table. So I want to put those customers who have got all the products from the product table. Return the result table in any order. The result format is in the following example. Okay, so actually it's trying to get those users who do too much of shopping, who has bought all the products from all the product tables. So the customer ID 1, it has taken product key 5, 2 has taken 6, 3 has taken 5 and 6, 1 has taken 6. So product key is 5 and 6. So both user 3 and user 1 has taken both the products, right? Both user 1 and 2 has taken both the products. Fair enough. Let's try to go and give it a try. You guys can write the query yourself and would like to put that into the chat if you're done. And if you're done querying, then come back and see what I have written, what I'm writing here, right? Let's try to go and see here. I'll go and set the select customer underscore ID from customer, right? Group by customer underscore ID, having select customer ID from customer, group by customer ID, having, and I want to say the count of distinct, and I want to say the product key should be equals to, and I'm going to call it as select count product underscore key from product. Let's try to go and run this code. So it was medium, but it was an easy question. It has been accepted. Let's try to go and submit this and see if it works. Perfect. So I've been able to solve this. I've been able to beat close to around 60% of the people who have solved the same problem. So with this, we have come to end of this video. We have been able to go and solve all the problems which are related to sorting and grouping. So finally, we have come to the end of this video. We saw multiple queries, beautiful questions, easy one, medium ones. I hope you were able to solve that. In the case, if you find difficulty in writing these SQL queries, please put that into the comments. I'll be more than happy to bring a fully dedicated free community course on this YouTube channel so that you have a full hold on writing this SQL queries. How is the experience going on of learning? Please put that into the comments and maintain this challenge. Let's solve all these 50 problems of LeetCode together. Thank you.